Today is episode 60 of Look What Just Found. And I'm in the mood to do something relaxing. I find the customer submitted bankrolls to being the most relaxing medium for coin roll huntings in my current experience. For the most part, the rolls are easy to open. They contain a nice variety of pennies. Most of them don't appear to have been searched through. Right? I think yesterday we found I don't know. We regularly find wheat cents in our customer rolls. We find a couple errors here and there, and we find sometimes we find some interesting things to talk about. So I decided we would do a nice, relaxing penny error hunt today. Now, sometimes I have to adjust. I see that nice shiny one right there. Okay. Much better. Yeah, I remember I used to hold on to these pennies, I remember. Okay, we're putting the zincs to the left and the coppers to the right. And then underneath the coppers to the right, we put the fine coppers, which I put into special rolls. I roll up all of the coppers. I roll all the pennies up. Let me restate that. I roll up all the pennies. But I label copper, fine copper, and see that in the end, right? I'll look at that again. Look at this end and look at this end. Something's going on with the left end. Let me look at that under the loop, which is where it's funny. I have to take off my glasses to look for the loop. Okay, I found it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beauty. It's basically, huh. Well, I also see it in the C and the E of cent. Let me look at the other letters around the no, it's just in those. So it's the N, the C, and the E. Basically, it's missing the interior metal. So it's almost like an outline. I'll see if I can get a little closer. And the end, I think it's a strike error. The only question is, what is it? Is it a double die or not? And I'm inclined to say it's not, even though it looks a little bit, because you can see like The outline, to me, it looks more like if it was hit hard and the outside that was not was kind of smashed outwards. I mean, either way, it's a mint error. I will see. I'm afraid that if I don't mark it on a piece of paper, that I will not be able to remember. But it's a we'll put a, what were the letters? The NCE strike error. Okay, so we got, that's good. That's why I keep the stickies. I try to keep a sticky on my desk so I could, in case there's something that's, I'm going to call it a little exotic, right? Because if it's something that's very noticeable, I don't have to, I don't have to mark it. Nice ring of death there. That's a strong one. Bit right into the field. So how was your day going? 98D. Sometimes when I'm putting something away, I notice something out of the corner of my eye and I just want to look at it again. You know, Penny, this is our first copper of the day, 68D. We're only looking for one for the book, just FY everybody. As far as copper's going, I'm saying. We're looking for the, I have it on the list. The 68S. That's the only one we're looking for the book. And then I'll start doing the, I mean, we have most of the zincs on the other side, the other page. I see that under the G. I think it's bagged. I think that's a bag mark too. Interesting one. And I see that under the 8. Let me look at that. It's more of a dimple. $92. What are we looking for here? The close AM, right? I see that up there. Wide AM. Yeah, I see that too. See that? Look at the A. Look underneath the center of the A and the S. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. It's funny because I was just thinking about something that Eric taught me yesterday. Showed me this great website. And which of course there's tons and tons of websites, right? So But I'm really not looking for these things, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, so but when they're shown to me, like Eric did yesterday, then I really appreciate it, because what you guys have done already, you guys have already done all the research for me, right? You guys have scoured the internet, scouted the terrain, and you guys know the best sources. Like, I don't have to fiddle around. I wait for you guys to bring me the information. I mean, obviously, if I have something to add, I will. Um, so Eric showed me this website yesterday where they really talk about in depth the 9 different types of double dyes, I think they're called, and one of them talks about the doubling in the periphery, or the peripheral, something like that. So the peripheral is, I guess, towards the outside, close to the rim or edge, and then there's the interior. And so I'm not sure, like, so the bottom of the E, and like I haven't done that deep of a dive in on it yet. I'm sure as the months go by, I'm gonna really um, sharpen my understanding of it. But the peripheral is definitely like the tops of the letters around the edge. That's the peripheral. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but they're doubled. Okay, so I wiped off some of the dirt, but you could really see it there. So that's a pretty cool penny. I will also put that on the, I'll just put DD on it just to mark it very quickly. See, on the top, there's nothing there. That's the way it's supposed to look. Now, can you zoom in on every little um, minor? Look at this. That's crazy, man. That's a good error, unless I'm mislooking at it. I can't tell if it's a double die, or if it's a cud. I'm gonna use, or if it's a little. Well, it's definitely an error. The only question is if is there any dirt that's accentuating the image. So I'm just gonna wipe it off real quick. What a beauty! I absolutely cannot tell what it is. It looks like, I think it's a die. I think it's a die chip. I can't believe we're finding these errors, these great errors. So we are we're about 15 pennies in, and we got 3 awesome errors. Let's look at the reverse. Right? We got the NCE strike. We got the doubling on the peripheral, the previous one. And then we have a die chip here. All right. Well, that's pretty nuts. So, you know, I'm going to look at the VDB. Sometimes the dirt's tricky, you know. Here's our second copper. Too far away. That's a beauty. I'm going to put that into the AUs. Straight to the AU. $82 copper large date. Let me look at that 2 on the 82. No. Got ourselves an 82 copper large date. I don't even have to weigh it. So, you know, looking through pennies, my experience is it's a lot of fun. And more so the customer coin roll. I put this into the fines. So we have an AU, we have a fine. It's our first fine. I know that D looks like it has a weird punch on it. I'll check it out. And the learning process. So we have one circulated copy, one fine copy copper, and one AU copper. So we have one copper each for each pile or each roll that we save. So there's so much to learn, right? Just about pennies. And every week, I'm not going to say every day. It could be every day, but every week I learned something significant. And that is mainly due to Eric and the other subscribers. I'll look at that next to the VDB. I mean, obviously, I have to follow up on what I'm being explained. So some of the pennies that will weigh, out of tolerance pennies have value. That is 248. That's a beauty. That is a nice misaligned die. If it looks like that on the reverse, then we got a nice off-centered penny. It is off-centered. Now the only question is how's the is it rotated also? Slightly. Slightly. What we wanted to see was when we went this, we want to see this like that. And that would be a winner. Irregardless, it's a beauty. Oh yeah, so that's a keeper. Yeah, so I would say every week, uh, Eric and the other um, members, subscribers, I see that up there at the top of the shield, point out something in one of the pennies that I'm, or coins, but mostly pennies, that I'm showing. And I learned from that. Super awesome. Now, we're talking about a handful of people, right? It's not like I'm getting bombarded with many comments saying, "Oh, you got this, you got that." You know what I mean? It's just a handful of people, and then there's some others, some other subscribers that also chime in less frequently. And all of that helps. 97. Double ear. We're looking for the double ear. There's a little bit there on the left, but I don't know if that's doubling. The one that I found last week. No, that I'm not going to call that doubling. I will not call that doubling. It's not significant enough. It's arguable, I guess is what I'm saying. and and then when I get comments, right? Hey, which I get every day, someone says, "Oh, um, I found this or I found that, or why is that significant?" And I'm able to explain that, but that I'm able to help others in large part because of the help that I get from from other members. I'm going to weigh this one. It is weird. Probably not significant, but weird. 249. All right. 2000. Is this a copper? Oh, nice. This goes with the AUs. So, and so I think to me, one of the things I will look at that at the bottom. That's one of the things I'm getting from, I see that on the U and the N. Nah. See, when you turn it a certain way, the shadow looks a certain way. Yeah, let me check that out at the bottom. I don't think that's an extra V, but nope. But this is just kind of the groove that I'm falling into with the penny searches. And I guess that's really where I'm at right now. I take whatever assistance someone else wants to offer me. Yeah, I see that on the edge. Let's see if it does anything to any of the other letters. Uh, and then I'm able to pass that on to somebody else. How cool is that? That's a nice misaligned die. Nice blistering on the feet. Well, all over, really. Oh, it's a beauty. That's a beauty. Let's weigh it. 152. Let me look at this off camera. It's a beautiful penny, you know. And it has some interesting things going on, but always the question I ask myself is someone willing to pay $1 for this? Right? Because that's like the lowest you can ask for on eBay is $1. If my response is I don't think so, that's where it goes. So we're looking at pennies. We're looking for errors. This one has a very nice goldish kind of tint to it. We're learning about errors. And basically, or generally speaking, that's what we're doing every day. Now, the question eventually will become, well, that's not true. I shouldn't say will become because I've been asked several times already. Imagine that. I'm not even doing this, let's see, December 4th, January 4th, February 4th. I'm not even doing this 3 months, right? So I think in terms of, I don't want to call it an occupation, in terms of things to do, I don't think 3 months is a long time to be doing anything. I think 3 months is kind of 3 months, you're just getting your feet wet, right? Some jobs, which this is not a job, but I'm just using that as a comparison. Some jobs, probation is either 3 months or I see this copper over here. I'm going to leave it. It looks like it could be on the other roll. So, um, so regardless if it was 3 months or 6 months, we're not even at the 3 month mark yet, right? Because I really started December 4th of 2023. It'll be 4 months, March 4th. Well, by the time you guys see this video, it's going to be past March 4th. But I'm filming it prior to March 4th. We hit 2,000 subscribers yesterday. I mean, we're 2014 as of this morning. That's pretty cool. Second copper circulator, 2000D. And I would have thought it was copper. So we're not even at the 3-month period yet. 82. I don't know. I can't tell if it's copper or not. Let me look at it. Let me see if I can make an educated guess. My initial read is that this is, look how skinny the letters are. I think that's just from where though. Is that this is copper, but it feels light. I can't tell. 308. So it is copper, and it's a Philadelphia large date. The 2 looks like a candy cane. So it's a large date. So that's this is our first 82. I don't know why. Oh no, it's our second. I was gonna say I thought we found another one before. And I'm kind of finding my stride. I mean, every video is not a what's that called, a masterpiece, but they're pretty good. I think a lot of people enjoy them. Another 82. Copper large date. I'll put this into the fines. And yeah, I see that. I don't think it's significant enough. I see that. Oh well, what can I do? Such a close-up, There's not much I can do about that. So I guess if the other day I made a comment about an artist, and I believe Eric was the one who I was like, oh, right, I'd say Ross, or I said Bob or whatever. But I didn't say Bob Ross, and I believe that's the name. And Eric helped me out with that. Oh yeah, you're thinking about Bob Ross. Because I used to watch him when I was a kid. He came on PBS Channel 13. And I think if I wanted to be like similar to someone, I think that's who it would be. I think it would be Bob Ross. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, if at some point I became the Bob Ross of coin roll hunting, I think that would be okay. I think that would be fine by me. And let me ask, and his obviously his paintings became very valuable. Unfortunately, it was after his death. Well, maybe not unfortunately. I don't know. If you're happy and you're at peace, I don't know if those things matter or not. I'm going to weigh this one. Man, some of these copper pennies, they feel like they're made of lead. I see that with the 7. I don't think that's a double. 209, not made of lead. 7, not doubled. And as far as I can tell from my memory, and let me tell you, I must have watched, I don't want to say all of them because I know maybe he made thousands of episodes. I watched a lot of them. I watched a lot of TV as a kid. Bagged. That's a great bagging right there. That's a beauty. And as far as my recollection, I'll put this with the AUs. As far as my recollection goes, pretty close to his first. Oh, look at that. His first painting, and his last painting weren't too much different. Oh, wow. I'll hold on to that. I'll hold on to this. It looks like a piece of the surface, the field, the clad was ripped open. Pretty cool, like a curtain almost. Anything else going on here? No, I'll hold on to that. Oh, wow. My favorite one. I'll weigh it just for clicks and giggles. You know what? I'm going to hold it like this. Maybe this will be the thumbnail. I won't keep it though, but this one's even better. Has more contrast. Let's weigh it. I'm going to say under 2.5. And I would be wrong. 2.5 on the dot. So I think this is a copper. And I'm wrong. Wow. Wowzers. I'll weigh this one. 249. So, I mean, every once in a while he did something different. Like, I don't know, like maybe put like a bird or something, if I remember correctly. But generally speaking, Bob Ross painted the same way every day. The scenery, put it like this, his scenery changes are my penny era changes. I'm going to look at that by the 4. And you know what? There were probably some people out there who said, oh, come on, Bob, why don't you paint something different? People who wanted to, whatever, they just wanted something different from Bob Ross. Paint some science fiction scenery. Now, did he do that? I don't. And none of the ones I watched. And like I said, I watched hundreds of his episodes. Wow, these pennies, they just feel. I'm gonna weigh this one. Just surprising me. Make sure we don't have a wide. We do not. Just feels so thick. It is not. And that's what happens when you go into business for yourself. When you work for yourself. You have to, you have to. I mean, you could work for an agency and still have to deal with the public. In fact, your primary feature might be to work for the public, but you're following rules when you work for somebody else. That reverse is crazy compared to the obverse. Looks like two different pennies. Oh, I haven't done my penny trick in a while. Oh, I dropped it. I'm getting butterfingers. Hmm. Let's look at the. Let's check out this rotation. Huh. Usually, it's almost perfect, really. I've never seen. This is the first time I've ever seen a penny with almost like a perfect both sides. But that is. I almost feel like it's two different pennies. Huh. No, it's not. Huh. I put that into the fines with the fines, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. I mean, it has to be more than okay, because how do we learn things? I mean, seriously, good question. How do we learn? How does a human being learn? When you go like this and then you flip it, if it's rotated, then you're like, oh, is that a rotated die or not? So it's slightly right, and a lot of them are slightly rotated. I say this all the time. What you want to do is when you go like this, you want to see that one like that. Then you got money. So that's a fair question. How does the human being learn? Books? Can you read about heart surgery and then perform heart surgery? No. It's probably a serious part about it. Can you read about books and then about flying airplanes and then fly an airplane? No. And can you read about plumbing and then do plumbing? Oh. Can you read about electrical work and then do electrical work? Not really. I wouldn't let somebody if someone said to me, "Hey, yeah, I've never wired a breaker box, but I've read more books than anybody about it. Let me rewire your house." I tell them, I tell them no, a very firm no. And they might have read more books than the master electrician, but that doesn't mean they know how to do it. And then you get somebody else who's never read a book. Maybe they didn't even go to school, nothing, right? What do we call those people? I mean, you can go to school and become an apprentice, but I think for most of human history, that wasn't the case, right? Your father did it, or your mother did it, and then you became an apprentice to, you know, your parent, and then you did it, and then your kid did it, and that's how it went, right? No schooling, no nothing. I'm not even going to call it training. It is training, but the word I've been looking for, um, if is repetition. That's the word I was looking for. Repetition. We learn through repetition, doing something over and over and over and over again. And to someone else, yeah, I see that. Right through the L. I'll check that out under the loop right now. To someone else, so that shift of the punch or the strike, whatever, slight shift on the left causes 0 doubling. So I'm not going to keep it. Even on the VDB, it almost goes right through it, but there's no doubling. If it would have created doubling, then it would have been an error type. See, to me, this, I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell. It's repetition. We're on the third roll now. I know I'm going. This is a later one for some reason, but I guess we found some nice errors that took some time to. The D is not doubled. The mint mark, it has has junk on it. That makes it look that way. It's repetition. Doing something over and over and over and over again. That's how you master a skill. That's how you master a skill. That's it. Repetition. And, long story short, that's what I'm doing here, right? Doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, can you make everybody happy? No. So, did people continuously tune into Bob Ross till his last episode? They did. Was he basically an American legend? I would say yes. I would say yes. I would have to say he was an American legend in the art world. I'm saying he might have even have created his own genre. I mean, I could look it up, but I'm pretty sure he did. And I'm not copying Bob Ross, right? It came up. I was talking about him the other day, and Eric corrected me and said, "Oh, that's the guy you're thinking about is Bob Ross." And then someone made a comment about doing the same thing every day, and I thought about that, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. You are correct. 1959 D, sweet. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's correct. I'm doing the same thing every day. Pennies are different, and I'm learning, and I'm meeting new people. So that's what's different about it. I see that in the corner up there. Let me look at a different penny, see if that's significant enough. I think it's just, could be post mint damage that it was just pushed. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And in one sense, right, so that's another significant point. In one sense, I'm mastering a skill, right? And I'm looking for the double die in the reverse. Let me just check this out real quick. No. Come on. Nope. I will look at that at the bottom. And yeah, that's some weird stuff. I think it was just, this could be a parking lot error. You see, it's all over the place, you know? And it looks like it was rubbed on, you know, so it could be a parking lot error. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a parking lot error. It looks like a parking lot error. The problem is, you know, some people don't know the difference between a parking lot error and a mint error. So that's where the discussion or disagreement comes in. I see the E is very light. Really light. I'm not going to keep it though. And there's that line going around the rim. Again, I ask myself, is someone willing to pay $1 for this? I don't think so. At least I can get my penny back. So yeah, I'd be cool if I was known as the Bob Ross of coin roll hunting. I'd be cool with that distinction. If somebody would honor me with that um, title, I'd be honored to being known as the Bob Ross of coin roll hunting. I really liked Bob Ross. I used to watch him, and even though I didn't know anything about art at the time, oh, that's beautiful. Wow, that toning. I'm almost gonna say this is like a lamination something. This is pretty outrageous. I don't know if it's worth anything. It's probably not. But it really is beautiful. Do I want to make a short on it? I'll make a short on it. You know what? I'm not going to do that because it's going to confuse me. So here, let's take a good look at it. You know what I mean? Like at the end, by the end of the video, and I do other things, then I come back to it. Yeah, I see that no L there. I mean, it's very light. Oh, wow. That's a real move. Oh, this is nice. This one is worth keeping. Oh, all kinds of stuff going on here, both sides. All right. The obverse appears to be at first glance the most significant. Let me look at this off camera on the loop. So the other one I chucked, oh yeah. Oh, we got blistering. We got the rim that's really moved. And has kind of, it didn't create any doubling that I can see, but it definitely wiped the L. And yeah, I'll keep that. It's an apparent one. Someone might pay $1 for that. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing repetition. I'm learning about die errors. I'm learning about penny errors. I'm meeting some great people. And I don't think that's doubling. I think that's just shadow. Moon shadow, moon shadow. Yeah. It's just shadow. So, and then I get it. Some people need that constant stimulation. I get it. Believe me, I get it. You know, um, for whatever reason, probably Bob Ross. I mean, I have to tell you, sometimes when I watch Bob Ross, I really wanted to watch cartoons, but he came on at a certain time. I feel like he came on early in the morning on the weekend. He was one of those um, episodes that came on early, and there was not much else to watch. There were no cartoons on. I know when he was on, but I watched them. That's why I watched so much of them. Not because really I loved what he was doing, but because I liked what he was doing, but I really wanted to watch cartoons. I was a little kid, and and children don't have very good attention spans. And there's a lot of adults who don't have good attention spans. I get it. Especially in today's day and age, and things are going so fast. So I'm sure to some, what is that normal? Is that on all the pennies? It's a nice copper. I'm looking for what year is this? It's in 2000. Not wide, but let me just look at that under what is that? That is not supposed to be there. Let me look at no, there's not supposed to be anything there. Imagine that's like the mint mark. No, it's a D. That's I don't know what that is, but I'll put it over to the side. It's obviously something, you know. See what I just found right there? I like that. It takes a certain amount of attention, to do this for 1 hour. It takes a certain amount of mental energy. I don't want to say acuity, but I'm gonna have to throw acuity in there. Along the bottom of Lincoln's coat, there are these little lines. I have to look at them again, but I just want to show them to you. They're pretty interesting. So hopefully I'm going to put little lines. I'm going to point lines. Stuff. Okay, we're almost done. But honestly, I think that's and you couldn't tell the great obviously Bob Ross got paid, right? And I almost think that was like his his show, you know, if I remember correctly. That was Bob Ross's show. Um, and those were like he kept like he didn't paint. Oh, this is definitely a no, I'm gonna take definitely back. It sure does look like a lamination error to me. I'm gonna weigh it. We're gonna let the scale decide. 251. All right. It sure does look like there's something weird going on. It's super deep. I could feel the rim so high on it. Let me do this too. No. 92. Nope. Yeah, no, I mean, you could have wrote Bob Ross a letter, I guess, in the 70s. I see that. That would have been it. Yeah, I'm going to call that postman damage. Yeah, you could have wrote him a letter. But for some reason I feel like he talked about other stuff too. You know, that was what was pretty cool about the Bob Ross show, is that he talked about he talked while he painted. I'm gonna say almost like what I do. I kind of talk while I'm coin roll hunting. Interesting, interesting. I'm seeing more and more connections between me and Bob Ross. If I'm saying his name wrong, I'm gonna feel like a total dope. But I think it's Bob Ross. I mean, I haven't. You know what? I'm not. Let me. Now I gotta know. Let me type Bob Ross in. Bob Ross, American painter. Okay. I had to check. 2.56 was this weight on that one. I had to check. Oh my god! Imagine I was saying the wrong person's name the whole time. Bob Ross. Hopefully I don't forget it anymore. Okay, that was a long one. 83. All right, I got the scale still up and going. Let me weigh it. Yeah, I got some light letters there. I'm not keeping. Like I said, that's the question. It has to pass 2.53. It has to pass the dollar test. All right, that was a long one. Thank you for coming to the show and to watching the show and all that good stuff. And let's see. And I'll see you on the next one, or maybe this one. Ah, man, it takes tightened in there. How's my hair? It's all right. How's my hair? How much of my hair? And I got all these pennies on the left. A lot of zincs. All right, yeah, let's get that in the frame there. Yes, very important. Oh, that was good. That was like a workout, a marathon. That was a long one. Coffee's a little colder. Yeah, it was good. Bob Ross, yeah, I wouldn't mind being compared to Bob Ross. He was cool. He was cool. Bob Ross was cool. He had that funky hairstyle, you know. Became kind of a meme at some point, you know, but that's because he was an icon. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being compared to Bob Ross. He was calm, you know. I think that's what I really admire about him was his calm demeanor and approach to. I wonder if that's how he was. I bet you that's how he was throughout his life. He was just this really chill dude, you know. Um, And he did the same thing every day. Same thing. I mean, I bet you could have taken a handful of his paintings and really, if you shuffled them around, you couldn't tell which one you looked at prior to it. Very similar. Yeah, all the little brushes. He made the trees and the mountain. Oh, we're gonna put a nice little mountain over here. He was pretty cool. He was cool, man. He was cool. Very relaxing. You know, and if I can do something that I want to do something that's relaxed, this is relaxing. Um, but if you need excitement, then this isn't the place. I mean, we found some great, very few coppers today, not that many. But some of those strikes were really, really, were really good. I think a bunch of those are worth over $1. Yeah, I think a bunch of them are worth over $1. So, and I don't know. I like this style. I like this format, and I hope you do too. And on that note, I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you on the next one.